Tomorrow, for 2 minutes and 18 seconds, the sky is going to switch the sun off completely. And 6 things you rely on every single day are going to stop working right along with it. Not might, not in theory. These are documented, repeatable effects, backed by decades of eclipse data, and at least one of them has nothing to do with astrology at all. It's straight physics. The rest lives somewhere quieter, in how you read a room, in the intentions you plant, in the decisions you're about to lock in, without realizing the ground underneath them just shifted. You don't need to be standing in the path of totality for any of this to reach you. You just need to know it's happening, so you're not caught off guard by the parts of your own instincts that suddenly feel off. This isn't a warning to be afraid of. It's closer to knowing which roads are under construction before you drive them, so nothing catches you off guard later today or tomorrow. Here's what's actually happening. A total solar eclipse means the moon passes directly between the Earth and the Sun, and for a short window, it fully blocks the solar disk. Not a sliver, not a crescent, the whole thing. This one is happening near 20 degrees of Leo, which matters because Leo governs identity, self-expression, and how visible you're willing to be. The sign of the performer, the leader, the one standing in the spotlight, whether they asked for it or not. It's total specifically because the moon is close to its perigee, its nearest point to Earth, so it looks just large enough in the sky to cover the sun completely rather than leaving a thin ring of light around the edges. This eclipse belongs to Saros, cycle 126, one of the long, slow-moving families of eclipses astronomers have tracked for thousands of years, each repeating roughly every 18 years, along a slightly different path across the globe. What makes tomorrow rare isn't just the eclipse itself. Totality sweeps up over the pole and crosses the international dateline, and this is the first time totality has reached mainland Europe in over a century. People will watch the sky darken in the middle of the afternoon, streetlights flickering on by reflex, birds going quiet mid-song, and depending on exactly where they stand, they'll get anywhere from a few seconds to just over 2 minutes of true darkness before daylight rushes back in. Astrologers typically treat the 2 weeks on either side of an eclipse as part of its effective window, meaning some of what's described below started softly a few days ago and will keep unwinding for a little while after tomorrow, not just during the 2 minutes of totality itself. Astrologers have treated eclipses as pressure points for as long as astrology has existed, not because the sky causes anything by itself, but because eclipses mark moments where whatever's been building quietly under the surface tends to surface all at once. Today is the before. Tomorrow is the threshold, and thresholds are exactly where things stop behaving the way they normally do. Here's where it gets personal. That fast, almost automatic read you get on a person or a room within the first few seconds, the one you usually trust without thinking twice, tends to get noticeably less reliable in the hours around an eclipse like this. Not because your instincts are broken, but because eclipses sit inside what astrologers call a shadow period, where the usual signals you pick up on get scrambled by everyone else's nervous system also running a little hotter than usual. You might read someone as cold when they're actually overwhelmed. You might feel an instant pull towards someone new that has more to do with the charge in the air than the person standing in front of you. Maybe a message from someone trusted suddenly reads as distant when nothing about the relationship has actually changed. Or a stranger in line feels oddly familiar for reasons that have nothing to do with either of you. This isn't a reason to stop trusting yourself long term. It's a reason to hold today's first impressions a little more loosely than usual and revisit them again once things settle. If you've ever set an intention and watched it unfold in a strange sideways version of what you actually asked for, an eclipse window is usually why. Eclipses don't cancel manifestation, but they scramble the clean cause and effect most people expect from it. Plant a seed today, and it often doesn't grow in a straight line. It tends to detour through something unexpected first, an ending, a delay, a conversation you didn't see coming, before it arrives anywhere close to what you pictured. Someone asking for more calm in their life might find themselves handling an unexpected schedule change first before the calm actually arrives. The request and the delivery rarely match on the first attempt. That's not the universe punishing anyone. It's more like trying to build on ground that's still settling. The advice astrologers repeat every eclipse season isn't don't want things. It's hold the want loosely and don't panic when the first version of it looks nothing like what was asked for. This next one shows up in almost every astrology tradition, worded a dozen different ways. Be careful what you sign, agree to, or declare final in an eclipse window. It's not that decisions made today are cursed, it's that eclipses have a track record of revealing information right after the fact, a detail missed, a person showing their real position, a number that turns out to matter more than expected. Astrologers have long suggested giving major yeses and nos a few extra days of breathing room around an eclipse, whenever that's realistically possible, not because the decision itself is wrong, but because the full picture being decided from is still incomplete right now. If something absolutely has to be settled today, that's fine. Just go in, knowing the information on the table might be closer to 80% complete than the usual 95%. A job offer, a lease, a public statement, none of them are off limits. They just deserve one more read-through than usual before anything gets finalized. Communication gets slippery around an eclipse, and it rarely looks dramatic. It looks like small misfires. A message gets sent, meaning one tone, and lands in a completely different one. Someone repeats something back, and it's not quite what was said. This tracks with the eclipse sitting close to Leo, a sign tied directly to self-expression and being seen accurately, so right when clear communication matters most, the signal carrying it picks up a little static. The fix isn't to go silent. It's slowing down by about 10%. Rereading a message once before sending it and giving people the benefit of the doubt when something lands wrong. It can help to say plainly, "That's not how this was meant," rather than assuming someone else will read between the lines correctly today. Most of what feels like conflict in this window is actually just noise in the line, not a real rupture underneath it. Last one, and it's usually the biggest. Every relationship carries a few patterns that run without anyone actively choosing them anymore. Always apologizing first, making excuses for the same person, staying somewhere mostly out of familiarity. Eclipses have a long-standing reputation as endings and turning points in the sky, and what they tend to end first is exactly this kind of autopilot. In the days around this one, a pattern that's been tolerated for years can suddenly feel unbearable, or a connection that's felt effortless for a while can start asking for something more. It might show up as suddenly noticing how often the same person cancels plans, or realizing a habit of staying quiet to keep the peace has quietly cost more than it's protected. That's not the eclipse breaking anything that was working. It's closer to a light switching on in a room everyone had gotten used to keeping dim, finally seeing the pattern clearly enough to choose it on purpose, instead of running it by default. Here's what actually shifts if any of this gets taken seriously instead of scrolled past. Concretely, that can look like waiting until the next day to reply to anything emotionally loaded, or writing a decision down before acting on it just to see how it reads a few hours later. Today's noise stops getting mistaken for tomorrow's truth. First impressions get a beat before anyone acts on them. Plans stay firm while timelines loosen. Messages get reread before they're sent. And it becomes possible to notice which patterns are running on autopilot without needing to fix all of them by tomorrow afternoon. None of this requires believing anything unfamiliar. It only asks for a little more awareness of your own instincts for the next day or two, instead of assuming everything's operating exactly like it does on an ordinary Tuesday. If even one of these 6 landed, it's worth sitting with for a minute before scrolling on. Which one hit closest to home right now, and which one might matter more by this time tomorrow? And if this kind of grounded, real data astrology is useful, subscribing helps this channel keep making it, instead of adding to the recycled, generic content flooding this space right now. None of the 6 things on this list are permanent. Every one of them comes back online within a few days, exactly like the ionosphere does. Tomorrow just asks for a slightly steadier hand while they're temporarily offline. There's no need to change a single plan already set for tomorrow. It just becomes possible to walk into it a little more awake than before, noticing the static instead of being confused by it, and choosing, on purpose, which of these 6 things actually get protected. The eclipse doesn't take that choice away. If anything, it's the one thing tomorrow can't switch off, no matter how many other systems flicker back to normal by evening.